Welcome to Art, everybody. I'm Mrs. Monty, and with this presentation, I'm hoping to provide an overview of what to expect during art class at Harrison Avenue School, along with some specifics for each grade level. And at the end, I'll try to bring my camera with me and give you a quick tour of the art room so that you can get a sense of where your child is when they're making their artwork at school. So in addition to creating artwork in art class, what happens while they're here with me? Well, so many different things. So a lot of what we do is exploring, self-discovery. We'll learn a lot about ourselves while we're creating our artwork. We'll explore different materials and techniques and different artist tools, learning how to use them properly and how to take care of them properly, how to make them really work for us. We discover things about ourselves through creating that artwork. Sometimes, if it's only our own strengths and weaknesses, where we need to ask for help and where we might need to help somebody, where we might be able to help somebody else in the room. It's also about experiencing how to turn ideas into reality, which is such a powerful thing, not just for children, but for anybody. So it's one thing to have an idea, but then to be able to formulate a plan or have the tools that you need to take that idea in your head and make it become a real thing. So we do that in the art room as well. We treat art and images almost like a language. We learn how to communicate with each other using visual images or visual symbols. And we also try to learn about other people and other cultures. So we do that by looking at their artwork, learning a little bit about why they decided to create it, what type of approaches they had and why they chose those. And then we try out some of their approaches and some of their techniques. I also try to make it a little bit more authentic by providing video clips of actual people from other cultures making their artwork or talking about their artwork. It's not all easy. It can be very frustrating to want to do something and have it not work out the way you'd like it to. So we do learn about problem solving, how to come up with different options, how to fix mistakes or things that we are not happy with in our artwork. So hopefully we can take those frustrations and make them feel very rewarding by the time we get to the point that we can come up with a solution to some of the problems that we're having. Finally, in the art class, we really do need to learn to work together as a team. With myself and 20 or more students in the art room, sharing supplies and trying to keep the space somewhat sane so that we can work, it really does take a lot of teamwork and learning how to work together so that the studio space, so that the art room itself runs smoothly and we can do our best work. So now I'm going to show you some examples of artwork, and I'll touch upon some of the things that we do in class. We do approach drawing skills during every grade level in school. And I try to go over some tips and techniques and strategies that are appropriate for each grade level. And you're seeing some practice drawings up on the screen right now. We try to develop fine motor skills and hand strength by things like cutting and tearing, like you're seeing here in our night scenes. Those trees were torn. We do it by pasting and gluing, or by working with clay or building things. And all of those things will help with both fine motor and hand strength. In addition to the winter scenes here, you're seeing some work on color theory, color mixing, and painting skills as you look at the fall leaves that are shown on this display. Many grade levels will do some form of printmaking at some point during the year. This particular one is an example of block printing that was done by my kindergartners. And while we were doing block printing, we were actually also looking at the work of and traditions of another culture. This is a printmaking technique and approach that relates to work from Ghana. Gyotaku is a Japanese art form that's also printmaking. My second graders will often have a Gyotaku printmaking experience. We work on paper and on tissue paper. And this year I actually do have some rice paper, so they'll actually get a printing on rice paper experience. We have looked at the artwork of the native or first people of the Pacific Northwest. So here you can see an installation piece of our family totems that some of my third graders created at some point in the past. I think this was 2 years ago. It's not always the same cultures every year. I do try to change it up so that it's interesting for both myself and for the students. My clay experiences, my 3D experiences are pretty structured sequentially going K through 5. So in kindergarten, we'll learn the basics of creating a pinch pot, a basic building technique using clay. From there in first grade, students will learn how to attach clay to clay, a technique that's really important in sculpting and ceramics. Second graders learn coil building techniques, another building method in clay. In third grade, we explore slab construction. These slabs have been rolled out by the students, and we create leaf plates. Because of our structure last year, some of the clay projects might be pushed to a year later, but we'll all still end up in the same spot in fifth grade. We learn about different glazing techniques once the clay has been fired. And then in fifth grade, we kind of put all of those clay and building techniques together, and they create a piece where they come up with a plan, and then they need to decide what type of clay techniques and approaches do they need to take to get from their idea to their end plan. So these are actually trapped air forms, and a trapped air form is 2 pinch pots which are put together, and then clay is added to it for the details, and textures can also be added. So the images that you're seeing on these several slides are all trapped air forms, and they did all start as 2 pinch pots, even if they ended up being a football or something that's square. Along the way, we talk about composition, how to arrange things on the page. We talk about different types of space, whether it's real space, like in a landscape, or positive and negative space, which is more of a way to use the paper. You can see some second grade color wheels here on this slide. Fourth grade does a major landscape painting where they learn about foreground, middle ground, background, sky, how to create the illusion of space on a flat piece of paper, looking at things like size, overlap. And all of these things are grounded in the elements of art. So we talk about the elements of art as we're working on our projects and as we're describing our projects to help with language and communication about art as well. So they'll also come in handy if you're talking to your child about their artwork. So of course we talk about line, shape, value, If we apply value to a shape, we can create a form, color, texture, and space. In this case, in this picture, it's positive and negative space. And right up on my screen right now is the best way to reach me, which is via email. I don't have a phone in my classroom, so you can reach me at montyl@harrisoncsd.org. I check my email every single day. It should never take me more than a day to get back to you, hopefully sooner. And I'll leave that up on the screen, but I am going to take you on a little tour of the art room. It might be in the small box, but just to give you a sense of the fabulous space that we have here at Harrison Avenue School. There's a lot of room for us to spread out and create our work. And then really I'll just end in saying that I really do enjoy working with your children. Art is a huge part of my life, and I hope to get them to really make it a big part of their life too. Thanks so much. Hope to see you in person next time. Bye-bye.